Hey Libras, and welcome to your April 2018 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to give you guys hopefully another amazing reading for your month ahead. And yeah, last month was really important for Libra. I really feel that you're a different person coming into April. I think that even if you sort of had just a general disconnection or detachment, not a lot of major crisis or trauma or extreme success in March, even if it was kind of monotone, I feel like something coming from March has changed you, and you are sort of coming into a space where a lot has to be addressed and a lot has to be transmitted and transmuted into something that it works better for you. You guys have the Devil and Death and the Star as your major arcana this month, and your minor arcana is also quite strong and potent as well, with Two of Cups, Three of Swords, Eight of Swords, Ace of Cups, Nine of Swords is your central theme. It's really important this month to get down to what it is that you actually want. You may come straight into this month realizing very strongly that something can't go on or something can't continue the way that it is. Nine of Swords has been so prevalent in a lot of readings this month. So we've all kind of, I think, come into April maybe having held on to something from like the last 2017 cycle. We just had Equinox, which is the astrological new year when the sun comes into Aries. We all kind of need to let go of something and then find something new. And I feel that a lot of us may have struggled. A lot of us may have tried to hold on too tightly to something which had outlived its time in our life. So definitely come straight into April, Libra, and think, okay, what am I clinging on to that is no longer right for me? Do I need a change in location? Do I need new types of people around? Do I need new habits or new not new habits, but new lifestyle habits, I want to say. What habits or addictions can I let go of? It's an important month to think about addictive cycles. With the Devil and Nine of Swords together, the Star reversed, Eight of Swords, you are feeling trapped by a cycle or trapped by an action in your life that's feeling too repetitive. This could be very encouraged by somebody who is still sort of controlling your energy from a distance. Three of Swords reversed, struggling to face heartbreak, struggling to cope from heartbreak, and perhaps even committing that as a cycle with the Devil there too. It's like the heartbreak cycle, or how you're coping, how you are healing from the past pain. Because there are new people coming in, Libra. Two of Cups, Page of Cups, beautiful new watery energy type of people coming in, people who are more vulnerable, more honest, but still a fear within you that honesty is lacking or people aren't out for your best interest. You do have to reassess your own vulnerability. The Star is reversed, and this oftentimes deals with our specific vulnerability as people. That's changing within you. Page of Cups also signals that something about you is becoming more vulnerable, more desiring of transparency emotionally, and somebody that you can share that with. So for those of you who have been single for a while, I do feel that soulmate energy is around. I do feel that wonderful people are around. For those of you who have been in a relationship for a long time, it's important that your relationship becomes more transparent and becomes more easy to navigate when things get difficult. And for those of you who feel like a breakup is oncoming, try to not, again, falsely continue things. A lot of you are coming into the month needing to move forward, to progress in some way. That's not always a good thing, but this is definitely a month where something can't go on, and that may not be relationships for all of you. For some of you, you may be needing a change in career, you may be needing a change in atmosphere, but one way or another, you don't feel to be thriving as much as you could in your environment, and it feels like this very minute type of change in sensory detail can really help that out. Anyway, Libras, I'm going to go ahead and get into the week to week to give you some more specific clarity on some of these cycles coming in. Week number 1, you have the Star reversed, rooted down by Three of Swords reversed. So you're feeling shadowed out by somebody. Somebody's needs are perhaps eclipsing yours. It feels like people expect you to sort of mold to their desires. And the first week of April is a great week to just sort of take that back. You know, if people are expecting you to conform to their needs, their desires, and their successes, it really feels like you can turn the opposite direction. That's the only danger I feel this month, is allowing that, or thinking that you deserve to do that, or feeling like you owe somebody your energy and your submission to continue forward. the first week is just a really great week in April to, I don't know, kind of be direct about things too. I feel like another danger is being too passive or too reliant upon people maybe understanding by themselves how you feel. Like, okay, they're people. Maybe if I can give them a bit of a signal, they'll understand my pain here. Definitely really burst onto the scene. Kind of really don't be afraid of being direct and forward about what your needs are and how you're not necessarily going to be conforming to those of others, and that feels like it really gives you an edge up. Week number 2, Page of Cups suited down by Death reversed. So you are very different, Libra, and don't forget that. You might sort of be seeing some of your experiences through the lens of a past version of yourself, which can be damaging because you've transformed more than you've realized, and there's sort of another layer of that happening starting in the second week. Death reverse sometimes can signal that there is a resistance there, or you're not wanting to change, and that's fine. There's really no right or wrong answer when it comes to transformation, or when it comes to the changes that we put into our lives, but it's set. The momentum is set of needing change. Therefore, if you're resisting it, it's just going to maybe stress you out a lot more, make you feel like you're running against the wind versus with the wind, which is fine. But just realize that if things are really wanting to change, or you're like, I really want to move to that location, I really want to try that career, maybe it will give you a nice boost to go with that wind direction. You know, you're an air sign, so you have that direction in your life, and there's no sense in you going against the tide or against the wind. And think about what's really complementing your innate senses as a person, because Page of Cups deals with comfort. It deals with easiness, actually. So is what you do feeling easy? Is your job feeling easy? Does it feel like when you're on the clock that this is what I enjoy doing with my life? It's actually pretty easy for Libra to change that and implement that right now. Of course, there is a possibility of not being confident in yourself enough. The star reversed, it's like, okay, I'm not going to give myself enough of a spotlight to prioritize myself in this way. But if you do, it feels very supported, and energetically speaking, when you're forcing yourself into something that doesn't feel right, it can really pull back on your compensations, or sort of put into your life this experience of lack or debt to sort of, you know, signal you to go a different direction sometimes. So really in the second week, just see what needs to change and allow yourself to have that type of power in your life to give yourself your own changes. Third week, the Devil rooted down by Ace of Cups reversed. Very strong there, very strong. Try to not let these habits, addictions, or cycles of the past sort of give you a chip on your shoulder about people of the future. It feels like there's a potential to have a lot of love or a lot of soulmate possibility around you, and maybe they can remind you of someone from your past, even if they're not actually similar to them, and you can kind of cut yourself off at the knees, or you can put things out of their misery before it's actually time. So do think about that, and think about why you might need to be alone too. There is a sense of loneliness and a sense of solitude, while the universe is kind of putting a lot of people onto your path. So you could just be feeling oversaturated by people, the presence of people, and it becomes important for you to see why. Not that it's necessarily good or bad to want to be alone or to be with other people, but it feels like there's a fogginess there, or a cloudiness of why do I want to be or need to be around these people? Why do I want to be or need to be alone? And just by answering those questions within yourself, I really think that it helps it lift. And ultimately, it's nice here in Aries time and moving into Taurus time there to just not have to overanalyze it once you know, because there is something that's kind of hyper analytical and obsessive about Libra right now, which is not so much in your nature. So something has kind of happened that's catalyzed a much more obsessive quality within you. Again, Nine of Swords, it's kind of angsty, it's kind of a hyper analytical to a fault, and you should be able to come past that after the third week, through maybe seeing somebody who has overcome this. Fourth week, you have Two of Cups rooted down by Eight of Swords. It could be really easy in this week to start long cycles with people, contracts. Even people from the past can come back in and hold you accountable for something. Beware of accountability in general. What do you need to pay off this week, or what do you owe somebody? It's a great time to not owe many people much, but if there is something there, Libra, do think about it. And if it's easy, like pay it back, whether that be like money or I don't know, like promises or something, because it feels like there's something that somebody needs from you. And this may and may not be warranted. It's going to depend on you specifically. But there's just a very strong type of soulmate, psychological connection, or contract energy there that does feel to be really influencing you a lot, or giving you a lot of angst. It does direct my vision to that Nine of Swords, right, as your central theme. A lot of you could be really concerned about whether or not you treated somebody fairly, or if somebody treated you fairly. There is something about justice coming up, even though that card is not in your reading. Definitely one of your key cards in the tarot. And I just sense that you're really indecisive, or weighing your options about fairness and justice, interestingly enough. And that could be trapping you a little bit. You do have the 8 and 9 of Swords. So you've sort of, I think, taken the blindfold off, but maybe still covering your eyes. You know, 8 of Swords has the blindfolded woman, and then 9 of Swords, it's like the blindfold is gone, but you're still like covering your eyes. It's like this habitual action. So you see it, you see the blame, or you see the injustice which has happened, but due to maybe not being able to change much of that, there's still this habitual action of like covering your eyes to it. And ultimately, Libra, we're in Aries time and moving into Taurus time. Allow yourself new experiences, allow yourself to move on, basically, is what I'm feeling. March was heavy for you. March was difficult, and you did it there. That's the thing. You did these difficult things there, and now it feels like just out of habit you're still doing them here, when in reality, energetically, you have come forward and you have gotten stronger, and this cycle no longer has to go on. So once you realize that, it feels like you can truly, turn the star right side up, turn Ace of Cups right side up, accept the transformation. Don't resist it, because that's what makes it click. That's what makes this energetic transformation that you've had click, and the new experiences to come on. Do embrace Two of Cups and Page of Cups, whether this be people in your life or the relationship with yourself growing and becoming more vulnerable and real. And feel free to detach yourself from whatever that devil energy is showing itself to be. So anyway, Libras, I've so enjoyed to give you this reading here in April. If you guys would like, you can subscribe to my channel by clicking the center of your screen now. Your likes and comments mean the world to me. And check the description box. I'm on Twitter. I give a lot of updates and cosmic info there. I'm also on Instagram and Patreon. All of that's in the description box. And much love, and we will be talking soon. Bye.